Since the release of the Oppressor Mark II and Grand Theft Auto Online, a part of the After Hours DLC in 2018, Rockstar has since been working on nerfing this overpowered weaponized vehicle. When it was first released, it had insanely accurate missiles, it was extremely agile and could dodge honing missiles, and it could easily be spawned through the interaction menu. In 2020, after a player gets their Oppressor Mark II destroyed, they had to wait 5 minutes in order to call it back. And in 2022, with the Criminal Enterprise DLC, the accuracy of the missiles was slightly nerfed. They're still accurate enough to take down ground targets and helicopters, but they're nerfed enough to not be able to attack other oppressors for some reason. Now, this past week, Rockstar has raised the price of the Oppressor to $8 million. A lot of these efforts to nerf the Oppressor were pretty minimal, and I've argued that we need to buff existing vehicles to counter the Oppressor. But in today's video, I'm going to tell you 5 ways to counter the Oppressor Mark II in no particular order. Starting off with number 5 being the nightshark. Now, the nightshark is a heavily armored vehicle, and it only costs $1.2 million, and it can take up to 27 missiles, which helps a lot considering the Oppressor only holds 20 missiles. And of course, if your Nightshark does take too much damage, you can just take it to the mod shop and fix it. But in order to destroy the Oppressor with the Nightshark, the best method is to throw sticky bombs out the window and detonate it next to the Oppressor, destroying it. Because most times the Oppressor is going to try to fly low to I guess increase their chances of destroying you when you're in a Nightshark. Once they get low enough, you can throw a sticky bomb and just blow up the Oppressor. Number 4 would be Imani Tech vehicles. Now, Imani Tech vehicles stats may vary depending on what Imani Tech vehicle you're using. Some could take more explosive damage than others, but I find the Buffalo STX to be one of the best when it comes to combating the Oppressor. When you add the explosive resistance and the missile lock-on jammer through Imani Tech upgrades, the Oppressor won't be able to lock onto your vehicle. So when you're fighting with an Oppressor in the Imani Tech vehicle, you're forcing the Oppressor to fly closer in order to manually aim at your vehicle. Which, just like the Nightshark, you can throw a sticky bomb at the Oppressor and detonate it and destroy the Oppressor that way. Now, number 3 would be the Deluxo. Now, the Deluxo can be tricky when fighting the Oppressor Mark II. Since the Colonel Enterprise DLC, the Oppressor missile's accuracy have been lowered, making the Deluxo have one of the most powerful missiles on an air vehicle. The Deluxo's missile tracking is insanely accurate. You can't dodge these missiles. Now, if you know how to dodge Oppressor missiles in the Deluxo, you can reverse and switch from flight mode to ground mode. But when I'm in a lobby and a player is attacking other players with the Oppressor, I find it's best to try to sneak up on them with the Deluxo and attack them from behind. Even if they shoot out flares to redirect the missiles, you can spam the missiles at the Oppressor and they can't dodge it. This now makes the Deluxo more viable in PvP. But I'd say only use the Deluxo if you know how to dodge missiles or if you think you're able to sneak up on an Oppressor. Number 2 would be the Toreador. The Toreador, costing over $4 million, is probably one of the best offensive options on this list against the Oppressor Mark II. The Toreador has the same missile tracking system as the Deluxo, previously mentioned, but unlike the Deluxo, the Toreador has infinite supplies of missiles, where the Deluxo only holds 20. The Toreador is able to tank 6 honing missiles. Now, you have to be very strategic with the Toreador. You can never let the Oppressor go behind you in combat, because once it's out of your line of sight, you can't defend yourself, and all the Oppressor user has to do is spam missiles at you, and you're done. Always make sure the Oppressor is in front of you when you're using the Toreador. The Vigilante didn't make it on this list, but as a Batman fanboy, I really could not mention it. The Vigilante, obviously based on the Batmobile from the 1989 Batman movie, has absolutely zero armor at all. It takes only one explosive to destroy the Vigilante, but the missiles are the best in the game. You can't dodge these missiles, so if you want to use the Vigilante against the Oppressor, use the same strategy as the Toreador, and just make sure the Oppressor is in your line of sight, and if you spam the missiles, you shouldn't have any trouble destroying the Mark II. Number 1 would have to be the fully loaded Ruiner. Now, I said earlier in the video that this list isn't in any particular order, but I will say that fully loaded Ruiner 2000 is the best option against the Oppressor Mark II, both defensively and offensively. You get the fully loaded Ruiner by first buying the Ruiner 2000 off of Warstock for $3.7 million for the buy it now price, or for the trade price, that being $2.8 million. And then you can register as a CEO or VIP and start a VIP work mission, that being fully loaded, where you are given the fully loaded Ruiner. The fully loaded Ruiner 2000 is different from the regular Ruiner 2000 because the regular Ruiner 2000 only takes one explosive to destroy it, where the fully loaded Ruiner takes multiple missiles to destroy it. Not only that, but you cannot be locked onto by honing missiles in the fully loaded Ruiner. And instead of only being able to use 8 missiles like with the regular Ruiner, you have access to an infinite supply of missiles, much like a Toreador. And the Ruiner 2000, along with the fully loaded Ruiner, have the most accurate missiles in the game, using the same missiles as Deluxo, Toreador, Stromberg, and the Vigilante. However, the mission Fully Loaded has a 15-minute timer, so you'll only have access to the Fully Loaded Ruiner for 15 minutes. But of course, you'll be able to take out the average Oppressor user and make them rage quit in that amount of time. So that's my list of best ways to combat the Oppressor Mark II. If you guys did go on and enjoy this video, a like and a comment would be appreciated. I really wanted to make this video because a lot of people were freaking out, like, oh, this $8 million price hike isn't going to help fight against the Oppressor. But honestly, anytime I come across an Oppressor, I just use these methods. Ideally, I would rather Rockstar buff the vehicles, but honestly, this is our best bet is to use these methods I listed below in this video. Like I said, if you guys did go on and enjoy this video, a like and comment would be appreciated. Let me know if you found this helpful, and subscribe new to the channel if you like content like this. But yeah, with all that out of the way, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody.